everyone. This is Jessica, the Youth Services Librarian at the Flagler County Public Library. Thank you for joining me for another Let's Talk Books. Today we are talking about books fresh off the new shelf. Today, for our youngest readers, I'm going to begin by recommending My Poppy Has a Motorcycle by Isabel Quintero, which is illustrated by Zeke Pena. It was published a little over a year ago and it has been awarded many accolades since its release, including the Pura Belpra Illustration Honor, which awards Latino writers and illustrators whose work best portrays, affirms, and celebrates the Latino cultural experience in an outstanding work of literature for children and youth. This beautiful picture book shows the heartwarming relationship between a daughter and father who live in an immigrant neighborhood, the home she has always known, that's always been the same, but is also changing in a lot of ways. For our middle grade readers, we have Turtle Boy by M. Evan Wolkenstein. This book is about a 7th grader named Will Levine who gets bullied at school about his funny-looking chin. Then, for his bar mitzvah community service project, he has to go to the hospital to spend time with an older boy named RJ who is struggling with an incurable disease. But Will hates hospitals. The boys don't get along in the beginning, but eventually they become friends, and RJ shows Will that life's too short to keep staying in one shell. Now for our young adult reads, I have a graphic novel recommendation. It's called Mooncakes by Suzanne Walker and Wendy Zhu. It's about a young witch named Nova Wong who works in her grandmother's magical bookstore selling spell books. On one fateful night in the woods, she encounters her childhood crush, Tam Lang, who turns to Nova for help in battling a demon. This is a beautifully illustrated story about witchcraft, love, and family. Next, we have Breath Like Water by Anna Jarzib. This is another romance, but it's set in a contemporary realistic setting, and it's about a teen called Susanna Ramos, who is a world champion swimmer. To not spoil the book too much, life happens and her swim career is put into jeopardy as 2 new people enter her life, a new coach with new ideas and a new strategy, and a fellow swimmer named Harry, whose friendship eventually blossoms into romance, but of course, it's so much more than that. So I highly recommend this great summer read for teens and people who like young adult fiction. Finally, I have our adult fiction reads. I am recommending mystery thriller Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, which features a protagonist called Jules Larson who has to follow only 3 rules for her new apartment sitting job. No visitors, no nights spent away from the apartment, and no disturbing the other residents, all of whom are rich or famous or both. Over time, she finds the building itself, the Bartholomew, has a dark past, and then suddenly, someone disappears mysteriously within its depths. Last but not least, I recommend The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This is the first in a new series and is of the magical realism genre. The synopsis reads, in Manhattan, a young grad student gets off the train and realizes he doesn't remember who he is, where he's from, or even his own name. But he can sense the beating heart of the city, see its history, and feel its power. In the Bronx, a Lenape Gallery director discovers strange graffiti scattered throughout the city, so beautiful and powerful it's as if the paint is literally calling to her. In Brooklyn, a politician and mother finds she can hear the songs of her city, pulsing to the beat of her Louboutin heels. And they're not the only ones. Every great city has a soul. Some are ancient as myths, and others are as new and destructive as children. New York, she's got 6. Thank you for joining me for another Let's Talk Books. Thank you for bearing with this selfie style of filming that I had to do today. I am down my favorite camera person, so stay safe and healthy. I will see you next week.